Hey everybody, it's me. Just wanted to do a quick update and let you all know that my Facebook got removed. And I know why it got removed, and it's not important. The thing is, I made a video, and my video got over 1,000 views. A lot of people shared it, and the video was talking about Linda. And I was criticizing her. She's my local politician. As her constituent, it is my responsibility to question what she does. Me questioning my local politician is a benefit for all local residents, because not all local residents are paying attention to the politicians. So me questioning my politician, me criticizing my politician gives an open door to my local residents, to my fellow citizens, my neighbors, my friends, my family, to have a conversation. So I created this page and I posted my video, and my video got a lot of views and it got a lot of shares, but my video also got reported a lot by the family members of a specific politician. So you know how it is here in the valley that we are Mexican, so we have a lot of family members. We have like aunts, uncles, second cousins, first cousins, third cousins, my grandma's sister, my grandma's sister's kids, and so on and so on. And we have a big family, and I love it. Don't you? Don't you love having a big family? But guess what? Here in the valley, it can be a problem, because a lot of our politicians, they have big families too. So this is what happens when you go onto social media and you criticize your politician, because they are your politicians. They are there to work for the people. But when you go onto social media here in the valley and you criticize your local politician, guess what? And it's a problem here in the valley. Believe me when I say this is a big problem here in the valley. When you go and you criticize your politician in the valley and you post a comment on their page, your comment either gets hidden, deleted, removed, or you get blocked. That's right. A lot of politicians, and I'm calling it out for what it is. And nobody here in the valley the news network here in the valley is not showing this, is not reporting this. If I see a problem, believe me when I say, I'm gonna use my voice. I'm not afraid to use my voice. And I don't care how much the opposition pushes back. If I see something wrong, I'm gonna speak up. However, going back to the topic. So I posted this video, got a lot of good comments, got a lot of people reporting it. So Facebook removed the video for a couple of hours. And then they put the video back up, but it was restricted. So only certain people could see the video. And then it was like that for a couple of hours. And then when it was like that, the video got over 1,000 views. And guess what? Despite the video being restricted because it was being reported by so many people from this certain politician's family members, the video got over 1,000 views and a lot of shares. And so imagine how many views that video would have gotten if it would have just been a normal video. And Facebook agreed that the video does not violate community standards, and the video got reinstated, yada, yada, yada. So they couldn't get the video removed. So guess what they did next? They came after my page. They started reporting me as cyberbullying. They started reporting my page as a fake profile, spam, like anything and everything that you can report a Facebook page for. They reported my page for that. Yep. My Facebook page got removed. And then Facebook told me that I had to authenticate my Facebook page with my cell phone number. So I gave them my cell phone number. They sent me a text code and I inputted and everything. My Facebook page got reactivated. So I guess they thought, hey, we need more people. So more people went. And as of right now, my Facebook is taken down and they're currently reviewing it. Hopefully it doesn't stay down permanently, because I don't think it's fair to be silenced by the family members of the politician that I criticized. But that is a problem here in the Valley. But I really don't care about the Facebook page. Like, I can just make another one. I'll upload the video. Like, I mean, they can take down my Facebook page a million times. I'm gonna keep posting the video, and I'm gonna keep posting new videos, whether they like it or not. Like, too bad. I have a voice, and like, here in this great country of ours, we have our First Amendment. We have the freedom to speak, and I'm not gonna be afraid to speak, and I'm not gonna be afraid to criticize my local politician. My criticism, if she cannot handle my criticism, or if any politician cannot handle your criticism, they should not be a politician. Because believe me, every single politician in this country, and perhaps the world, has criticism. Because not everybody is going to agree with you. So everybody's going to be criticized, especially politicians. Because the people that didn't vote for you are going to criticize you. And that's all right. Everybody, like, we have the freedom of speech. And part of that is we have the responsibility, we as American citizens, we have the responsibility to criticize our local politicians and all politicians, as a matter of fact. That's part of our responsibility. Did you know that? Because this is what happens. Say somebody knows something about a politician and they post it as a comment on that politician's page so that local community members can see it, and then that comment gets deleted or it disappears or goes poof, because heaven knows what that politician did to that person or that comment. And that comment, if it would have stayed there, there's a possibility that that comment could have changed the entire political arena here in our region. And guess what? We didn't get that change because certain individuals were silenced. Donald Trump was sued because, I don't know, you all probably remember this, but remember Donald Trump was sued because he was blocking people on Twitter. You would think like, hey, like if somebody goes to my Facebook page or somebody goes to my Facebook and they start trolling me and they start telling me all these negative things, well, I'm going to block them. Yeah, you should block them. I agree with you. If somebody goes to my page and they start telling me stuff, vulgar things, because believe me, they have ever since the video, I'm going to block you because you shouldn't put up with that. But guess what? The courts ruled that Donald Trump cannot block anybody from Twitter or any of his pages. And the courts also ruled that no politician in the United States can block any American citizen from commenting or block them in any form of way, anything that will prevent them from participating in the conversation. A politician cannot block you. A politician cannot hide your comment. A politician cannot delete your comment. Why did the courts rule this? Because our politicians are there to represent the people. So they are open to criticism by all Americans. That's right. Politicians cannot delete you. They cannot block you. They cannot remove your comments. So don't, like, if you know something, do not be afraid to share it, because you have a voice and we need to start using it. Because year after year, corruption here in the Valley, and we know it. Like, let's be honest to ourselves. Like, I go to my grandma's house and the whole family's sitting there And if the conversation of politics comes up, this probably happens with everybody. What's the number one thing that we all say here in the Valley? Eh, corruption is the root of the Valley. Like, we know it is corrupt here. And it has been so corrupt that I feel people have lost hope. That is so sad. But guess what? Going back to the topic of people deleting you, or politicians deleting you, or blocking you, or banning you from participating. Do you know what they're doing? They are silencing the voice of the opposition party. They are silencing the voice of the people that didn't vote for them. That's right. Politicians here in the Valley are silencing voices. And it's not just Linda. Because believe me, Linda did it to me. I went to her page. She blocked me. She got mad at my video. So she blocked me. And it's okay. I don't care. What a big deal. She blocked me. I just go to somebody else's Facebook and I can still see her stuff. But she silenced my voice. I can no longer comment on her stuff as myself. But guess what? It's not just her doing it. It's a lot of politicians here in the Valley that are blocking people. And that's illegal. I'm sorry, but if somebody has something negative to say, or if you don't like the criticism, as a politician, you got to just sit there and take it. Hey, that person that's criticizing you, you may not like them, you may not respect them, but guess what? That person is your constituent. That person is a local resident that has a concern. And he is bringing his concern and his criticism of you to your very own page. And you silenced him. You blocked him. You removed the comment. That's the problem. You know, that is extremely dangerous for politicians to do that. And that is why the courts ruled that Donald Trump cannot delete people, cannot block people, cannot delete messages. Because in him doing so, he is not only silencing the opposition, he's now preventing certain individuals from getting a message. A politician's message should be heard by all citizens. It's the law. If a politician posts something on social media and that message is for the constituents or for the American people, every American citizen, especially the residents and the constituents, have to be able to see that message. But if you block them, they can no longer see it. They are no longer part of the conversation. They no longer know what's going on. They're no longer involved in the political issues. So that's what Linda's doing. And it's not just me. It is a lot of people that she has blocked. How do I know? Because I have seen it. Ever since I did my first video. I'm not lying. And believe me when I say, I have had so many people, have messaged me privately and told me, thank you for the video you did. Keep up the good work. A lot of people. And I'm so happy that they messaged me because it motivates me. It's why I'm doing this one right now. Because they motivated me. It touched my heart. Like, hey, they messaged me through private message because they're too afraid to post something as a comment. Because they're afraid these politicians are going to see something or they're going to be targeted. How sad is that? Imagine that residents here in the Valley are afraid of their own politicians. But oh my God. How dangerous is this? Like, what's happening to the Valley? We went from corrupt politicians to corrupt politicians that now silence the opposition party. It's so dangerous. I mean, Like, for example, my neighbor. My neighbor, the way he believes, the things he thinks. Oh my God, they're so against everything I stand for. But guess what? If I find out that somebody is silencing my neighbor's voice, despite everything he says that I do not agree with, because trust me, it's a lot of stuff I don't agree with. But if somebody or someone tries to silence his voice, even though I don't want to do it, I will be my neighbor's voice. Because it doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what your ideas are, what you think. It doesn't matter. Anything and everything is a contribution to our society. Your ideas might not be relevant right now, but guess what? The way my neighbor thinks might be relevant in the future. And those ideas of his might be very well what saves our community in the future or our nation. You never know. I don't know what's going to be in the future. His voice is important. Even though I don't agree with him, I don't believe he should be silenced. So if somebody silences my neighbor's voice, believe me, I will be my neighbor's voice. I will do whatever I have to do to let my neighbor have his voice heard. And that goes for anybody. Nobody should have their voices silenced. We shouldn't allow the politicians here in the Valley to silence us. It's dangerous. We have ideas that we want to contribute. We have criticism of our local politicians that we want to share with our local residents. We have ideas that we think might help fixing problems and issues here in our community. I think everybody should hear them. Don't you? If somebody has an idea that might be able to fix all our problems, don't you want to hear those ideas? I know I do. Especially here in the Valley, we got lots of bad people in our politics. So why would you silence somebody? It's morally wrong. It's dangerous. That's what Hitler does. Silence the opposition party. Let my party be the strong one. Yep. If my party's the strong one, and if I keep silencing the opposition party, I will always win. Sometimes I feel like that's how local politicians think. And year after year, for so many years, the Valley has been corrupt. And do not say it has not, because we all know the Valley is very corrupt. And I have been born here. I have been raised here. I love this part of the country. I love the Valley with all my heart. And I love every single resident that lives here. Because whether I see you or not, we're all part of the same community. And I might not see you today. I might never see you in the future. But guess what? What you are doing, you shopping at the gas station, you shopping at a local business, you getting a haircut, guess what? It provides a job to that person. That person is part of your community. Do you think that person should be silenced? No. Hey, if the person that cuts my hair has an idea, I want to hear it. I don't agree with silencing the opposition party. I don't agree with silencing anybody. So that is something that has been plaguing the Valley. Politicians blocking people left and right. You go to the look here in the RGV. Go to one of your politicians' Facebook page. Come on. It doesn't take long. Just type in their name on Facebook. Go to their page. Look at the comments. Who's commenting? I can assure you, most likely, you won't see not one criticism, not one negative comment. Why? Because our politicians delete it. They hide it. Or they block the person that posted it. And that is illegal. In the United States, it is illegal to do that. You cannot silence people. And this, like, it boggles my mind. It really does. Like, it boggles my mind. If I were an elected official, it doesn't matter what position, if I were an elected official, I would want to hear what each and every one of my constituents has to say. Hey, whether they voted for me or not, I gotta represent them. I gotta hear their problems. They are my constituents. So tell me your problems. Whether I can fix it or not, or whether I agree with you or not, I gotta listen to them. And if you want to share your ideas as a comment on my page, even though it makes me look bad, go ahead. You're my constituent. I want your voice to be heard. If people agree with you, and I see people are agreeing with you on my page, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to be like, wow, you know what? I didn't agree with that person. But look, all these people think he's onto something. I need to do further investigation on this. I need to learn more. That's how I would be as a politician. But no, here in the Valley, they silence you before your idea even hits. Before your ideas even get heard, they silence you. And it is horrifying, morally wrong, and it is extremely degrading to block somebody so that their voice won't be heard. So, what I have to say is, do not be afraid to have your voice heard. We all have a voice. We all have the freedom of speech that we have been blessed by God to have. And part of our responsibility is to criticize our local politicians, especially our local politicians, because I can assure you, what our local politicians are doing is going to affect our personal life more than Donald Trump. Believe it or not, what Donald Trump is doing, most likely, you will never even know. It will never affect your life, most likely. But what our local politicians do, it's right here in our backyard. And what they do, you will feel. If they increase taxes, your wallet will feel it. Anything our local politicians do, you will feel. If they want to do a big parade with tax dollars, guess what? Your tax dollars just went for a parade when that money could have been used to funding our fire department so that they can have better equipment. The fire department that may save your life in the future, that fire department could have been well funded. Or guess what? Hey, we need more canals. Every time we get heavy rains, a lot of my local residents are getting flooded. Why are you making parades? Why are you doing events? I don't care if it makes the city look good or it makes you look good. Hey, priorities are priorities. Cancel all those events and use that money to build new sewers, new canals, and new levees. Hey, a lot of my local residents, they're living in water every time it rains. Do you think that's right? No. Why are your priorities to make a party? Just to use it as like a political platform, to have your voice heard, just to grab the mic for a few minutes, have everybody there see you, hear your name, so that like when voting comes, they can be like, "Ooh, that's the girl that helped do the parade," or "That's the person that helped do this." What's wrong with our politicians? They need to set their priorities straight. Safety comes first. I care more about the life of one of my local residents than a party, than a parade. What do I care about that? What does our community get out of that? 1 day of fun? 1 hour, 2 hours of fun? And millions of dollars wasted? When we could have used those $1 million to create a new canal that will literally save hundreds of our residents from catastrophe every time it rains? Now that makes a difference. Now that affects your life. You might not see it, but you'll definitely feel it when it rains and those canals are built and there's somewhere for the water to go and your house no longer gets flooded. You feel it. You be happy when that happens. But guess what? Local politicians don't care. What are they doing? Doing parades, doing events with local taxpayer dollar. And I'm gonna be honest, that's very nice. I want parades. I want our city to have like all these little wonderful events for us to come together, talk to one another, meet one another. But let's be honest. If we got safety issues, if there's priorities, I'm sorry, there's no money. We gotta use it to build a canal. Every time it rains, it gets flooded. I'm sorry, we can't do these events this year. Our fire department's underfunded. We need to use that money for a new fire truck. We need to use that money to provide more resources for them. I'm sorry. Your safety is more important to me than you having a couple of hours of fun on a certain day. Isn't that true? If you die, isn't your life worth more than that party, than that event? If you die, your death affects our community. But if I use that money and create new and invest in safety infrastructure, more funding to our police department, more funding to our fire department, more funding for better hospitals, more funding for education, all of that makes a difference. All of that affects your life. A party can wait. If there's no money, I'm sorry, you don't make money grow out of trees. And you shouldn't be doing parties and events when there's other priorities that need to be done. And it's true. If a local politician came out in the news and told us, hey, I'm canceling all of these events this year. As a matter of fact, I'm canceling all events because we as a city are poor. We don't have a lot of money. We're not in the negative, but we're not making a lot of money. And priorities are priorities. Safety is safety. And your safety is more important. Your life is more important than that party. Are you going to go and protest? Are you going to go and tell that politician ugly things? No. As a matter of fact, I'll probably go on commenting and tell that politician, you know what? Thank you for telling me the cold hard truth. Thank you for telling me we don't have money for this event. But you know what? Thank you for taking my safety into consideration more than this event. No politician should silence your voice. No politician should block you. No politician should delete, remove, or hide your comments. We are all one community. We all have a voice, and each and every one of our voice matters. And I will not accept politicians blocking their very own constituents. I will not allow for anybody to be silenced. And that is why I made this video, because I believe this is a big issue here in the Valley, and it got to be heard. And I want everybody to know, especially you, my fellow residents, your voice is important, and I don't want your voice to be silenced. And I don't want the Valley to be corrupt. And I don't want bad things to happen to this region. And I don't want anything bad to you, for any of you to happen, because of a lack of safety infrastructure. Priorities are priorities. Safety is safety, and safety must always come first. So, that is my message for you today. Love one another. Help one another out. That's one thing I love about the Valley. And it's very true. Here in the Valley, if something bad happens, we are so united. We come together and we help each other out so much. We, local residents, we help each other out more than the politicians. And don't say we don't, because we know it's true. Like the local residents, we the people that live here in this region, we help each other out more than our local politicians. And that is sad. But it's also something very wonderful and something we should be very proud of, because I have gone to so many places and I can tell you, oh my God, some of these places are very bad. Here in the Valley, we have a lot of courtesy, a lot of respect, a lot of mannerism. We help one another out. I mean, you go to the gas station and you're walking behind someone. The person in front of you is going to hold the door for you. That's courtesy. We have that here in the Valley. We have a lot of mannerism. And we're very lucky. And I'm very happy that we are like that. Because I've gone to some places and people are rude. People have no manners, no etiquettes. And we do. We do. We're a very beautiful area with very beautiful people. But we have very ugly politics. And the way we are united when catastrophe hits, the way we help one another when disaster strikes, the way we speak up when we need to do that every day. Okay? We need to come together and we need to start holding our politicians accountable for what they do and for what they say. We need to end this corruption now. And we need to start pushing back the darkness. Because where there is light, there cannot be darkness. And we need to start being that light that unites together to illuminate this area and snuff out the evil darkness so that we can be better. So that we can lead by example, not by fear. So that we can lead by having other people's voices heard, not by silencing people. So if you're hearing this, let everybody know we're not going to be silenced. And we're taking back our region. The RGV belongs to us, not to the politicians. And we will not be afraid of our politicians. And we will not allow for them to silence anyone anymore. Think about that when you go to sleep tonight.